Okay, let's work on the assignment questions quickly and then we'll start new topics. So so what are your questions? Can you paste the assignment questions?
Oh, yeah. Is it?
Not, yeah, that one.
Uh, did I get right?
No, can you scroll up? Yeah, yeah, this is the one.
Okay.
Okay,
What do I have this? Oh, okay.
that's from the email.
Yeah, email, everything came just, I was thinking.
No, this one is done.
Isn't it?
This one is done. Scroll up slowly over here. 5, 4,
Why
3.
is it?
Because that email had 2 assignments in there.
Oh, okay, okay. One, the attachment.
Yeah, one has the text in it. Okay. So,
There you go.
okay. So what are the different constraints in databases? I'm not going to go into too much details here. So it's going to be primary key constraint, unique constraint, not null constraint, default constraint, check constraint, and foreign key constraint.
Fine.
So
Yeah.
these are the 6 constraints, right? Primary key means no duplicates, no null values. Unique means only no duplicates allowed, but you can insert as many nulls as you want because no two nulls have the same value. Then you have not null, you cannot insert nulls into this. And then you have default check constraint. It will check for a condition before you insert data into a table. Okay, for example, if you have a salary column and you say salary should always be less than 2000, you cannot enter salary greater than 2000. Then you have a default constraint which will not show up on the constraints tab on the table because it does not show up there. So what does default constraint do? It will show up at the column level. When you double click on the table and you go to columns, that's where it will show the default value, but it will not show up on the constraints, even though it's a constraint. So what does a default constraint do? So if you created a column state and you said default is CA, and if you insert New York, it will take it. But if you don't insert anything, it will by default add CA in it. Even though if you don't enter any data in that column, it will add CA in that. And then foreign key, suppose you have 2 tables with foreign key relationship between 2 columns in those 2 tables. And so one table will become master and one table will become primary and the other table will become child. So when you're inserting data into child table, you can only insert data into child table if that record is present in the master table. Okay. So why do we do this? To maintain integrity, right? To maintain integrity. What does that mean? It will check if that record is present in some other table. So it will check if that record is present in the primary table. So if you try to insert a record into a child table without that data being present in the master table, you will get an error message which says integrity constraint violated. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, if you have any questions, please watch Sunday's recording. I covered all of this in detail. Sunday or Saturday? I think Saturday, right? One of those. Okay. What are the different joins in databases? We covered this as well. So you have left join, right join, equi join or inner join. Then you have left join, right join, full outer join, and then you also have self join. When do you use self join? When you have a table in which 2 columns have a relationship between them. For example, employee ID and manager ID. So manager ID is nothing but an employee ID only, right? So in that case, you can use self join. You can join the table on itself. Okay. Because for example, if I'm asking for employee ID first name manager ID and manager name. Manager name is not present. So you would have to join the table on itself and say a dot manager ID equals to b dot employee ID. And in the select, you will have to say b dot first name as manager name. Okay. Once again, if you have any questions, please go through the recordings, the weekend recording. Okay, let's look at the third question. So I said create a table. I said insert data. Okay, can you scroll down? That's all I asked. Okay.
Yeah, that was a basic one.
Okay, so this is pretty standard. So I asked you to create a table, and I asked you to insert data. Employee ID, phone number. Okay, so phone number very rarely is a number field because it has hyphens in it. Okay. So in this one, you cannot insert data right away. You have to mention which columns because the columns are 4 and the data elements are 3. So you're trying to insert 3 records. You're trying to insert 3 values into 4 columns, right? So you have to mention which specific columns the data should go into.
Is it 3 columns or 2? I thought it's 3
Oh, sorry,
columns.
you're right. You're right. Okay. I don't know why I gave this. Okay. So this question is pretty straightforward.
It's okay. It's just review.
Yeah. MPID name, department, MPID name and phone number. Okay.
Right.
Now let's look at, so everybody good with the 3 questions I discussed so far?
I'm good.
Is everybody okay with the 3 questions I discussed so far? Okay. So let's move on. Okay. My question here is find the total number of records in each table in the database. So on the left side, do you see countries, departments, DEPT underscore 1 underscore 11, DEPT underscore join? On the left side, do you see all those tables? Can you highlight it? Yeah, all those tables. I want to find out the total number of records in all of those tables in all the schemas. In HR schema, I have so many tables. In sys, I have so many tables. In system, I have so many tables. Right? I have so many schemas. In each schema, I have so many tables. In each table, I have data. So I want to find out number of records in each table. So first tell me, which table should I query right now?
You should query all tables.
Yes, because I'm
all
asking
underscore
for,
tables.
yes, because I'm asking for table information, right? So
Right.
I want to query all underscore tables. So do select star from all underscore tables. Okay, and get rid of star. Okay, yeah, execute this. That's okay. Let's execute this. So I want to see which columns I want to see. Do I want to see owner? No, I don't want to see owner. Do I want to see table underscore name?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to see table underscore name. And what else do I want to see?
You want the row number?
Num underscore rows. There's a column called num underscore rows.
Num underscore.
So
right.
table underscore name, comma, num underscore row. There are so many columns in this table, but I don't want all those columns. I only want these 2. So execute this. This will tell you how many records are there in each table. Is that clear? So which table has the maximum number of records? You can just say order by num underscore rows DESC.
You want ascending, right?
Descending. Oh, okay. In the question, I'm
Yeah,
asking
I mean,
ascending.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
just do.
Okay. So I want the table with the lowest number of records on the top. So just execute. You can either type ASC or you don't have to type. If you don't type anything, it will do ascending by default. Okay, there are so many tables with 0 records in them. Is that clear?
Right.
Just type in DESC, it will tell you the table with the highest number of records.
I will flip it, basically.
So, okay, save. So I don't want to see null value. So after from type in where num underscore rows is not null. You cannot use equal symbol for null. Where num underscore rows is not null. Okay, now execute this. Okay, there are a lot of tables. For example, source dollar, that table has 231,944 rows. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next. So is this question clear to everyone? Pretty straightforward. So anytime you want table related information, you will query all underscore tables. If you want column related information, you will query all underscore tab underscore columns. If you want constraints related information, you will query all underscore constraints. If you want index related information, you will query all underscore indexes. If you want view related information, you can query select star from all underscore views. Okay. So every subject area has its own table where data whenever you create an index, it gets logged at all underscore indexes. Whenever you create a view, that information gets logged into all underscore views. Okay, just query all underscore views or all underscore indexes. You'll see. Okay, so these are all the views. If you do select star from all underscore indexes, it will give you all the indexes created in the database server. If you do all underscore views indexes constraints, so it will give you that so all underscore indexes will give you all the indexes. Again, what are indexes? Indexes are database objects which is used for quick retrieval of data. Like you have an index in the book. If I ask you to go to chapter 10, you can quickly check the index and see which page number it is. Otherwise you would have to turn every page and go to that particular chapter, right? So indexes will make sure that you're not doing a full table scan. Okay, you should never do a full table scan. You should create, if you give somebody gives you a query and say, can you please fine tune this query, you will have to first check the explain plan. Okay, for example, like if you go to a doctor, he or she will not put you on an operating table and start operating on you, right? They will first run some tests. So you have to first run an explain plan test to see if this SQL query is even a candidate. Suppose if a table has two rows or three rows, you will never create an index. Okay, to create an index on a column, it has to satisfy some conditions that, like there is a lot of data and that query is running for a long time. Okay, if a table has two three records in it, you should never create indexes because the data will be retrieved very fast. Okay, so first you will run some basic tests. Okay, you will run an explain plan, and then if in that query somebody gave you it, if it's using a wait statement and a join statement, you will create on the column used in the joins as well as the column used in the where statement. And then it depends what kind of indexes you're creating. You can either create a bitmap or b tree. You will create a bitmap index if that column has lot of duplicates or low cardinality. And if a table has high number, sorry, if a column has low number of duplicates, that means it has high cardinality. If a table has high number of duplicates, that means low cardinality. Remember this. Okay, it's opposite. If a table has low number of duplicates, for example, primary key, it has high cardinality, and you will create a B tree index. If a column has low number of indexes like gender, and that means high number of duplicates mean low cardinality. In that case, you will create a bitmap index. Is that clear? And to create a B tree index, you don't have to specify anything. To create a bitmap index, you have to explicitly say bitmap. For example, when you're doing order by employee ID, if you say just leave it as it is, it will do ascending. But if you want to do descending, you have to explicitly say DESC. Clear? This is again covered from the weekend class. Okay, let's look at the next question. Can we look at the next question? Okay, find the table with the biggest name. So in your database server, you have so many schemas, right? System, HR, and each schema has multiple tables. Find out the table which has the biggest name in it. How would you do it?
So we just take the max out of the table name.
Yeah, there are multiple ways to do it.
You can
Okay.
also get the length out and
Yes.
then,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can do that also. Let's try the length. Okay. Select. So, okay, first of all, tell me which table should I query?
Uh, from the entire database. Any,
Okay. So, which
all,
table should I query? Yes, all tables, right? Because I'm asking for
oh,
table
yeah, yeah,
related
yeah, yeah.
information, right?
Right, right. Yeah.
Okay. So, do select star from all underscore tables. Okay. And execute this. First, narrow down which table you want to query. Okay. Execute this. Now, do I want all columns here or do I want only the table name and the length?
Table length, name and the length.
Get rid of star and type in table underscore name, comma, and then LENGTH brackets table underscore name. Okay, execute this. So it will give you the length of the table name. Okay, now it's all mixed up, right? I want to see the one with the biggest name on the top. So go to the third line and type order by length of table underscore name DESC.
Order by,
Just copy that length of table underscore name, whatever you have in your select statement. Okay. So which is the biggest table? The table with the biggest name in the database? Resource underscore storage underscore pool underscore mapping dollar. Can you have a table with more than 30 characters? Table name with more than 30 characters?
no,
No. Can you have a column with more than 30 characters?
no.
Those are the limitations, right? In Oracle, you cannot have a table with more than 30 characters. You cannot have a column name with more than 30 characters. The other thing is you cannot have spaces in table name and column name. Also, you cannot have a table with the name table. You cannot have a column with the name table. You cannot have a table with the name column, and you cannot have a column with the name table. Okay, those are all Oracle reserved. You cannot have a call. You cannot have a table called varchar. You cannot create a table called number. Okay, those are all Oracle reserved strings. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the sixth question. Okay, so write a query to display the following for each employee and HR employees. My output should say Steven's phone number is this. Okay, so first tell me which table to query.
Um, uh, employee table from the HR schema.
Yes, select star from HR.employees. Execute this. Okay. Do I want to see employee ID in the output? No, right? So get rid of star. So what's the first thing I want to see?
So first name.
Yeah, first name, right? So type in first underscore name and execute this. R, you're missing an R before S. Okay, very good. Now, after the name, what do I want? I want an S, right?
Yeah.
So you can type in pipe. After first underscore name, type in pipe, and then just type in S in single quotes. And now execute this. Okay. Now, after that, I want to see phone number is, right? Right?
Yeah, but
Wait,
you
hold
want,
on.
okay.
Zia, Irfan, others, are you guys following this? Zia, are you following this? Okay. So after S in the single quotes, put a space. Put a space there in the single quotes and type in phone number is. Phone space number is. And now execute this. Okay. Now I want to see the actual phone number. So put a pipe and type in phone underscore number. Okay, hold on. Get rid of the pipe. Type in comma phone underscore number. So what will happen now? Get rid of pipe and type in comma phone underscore number. Not there, not
Oh,
there. I said after type in comma phone underscore number. Yeah, Krishna, I'll explain that. Phone underscore number. Okay, now execute this. Okay. Okay, can you query employees table again? Write a separate query. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Write a separate query. Select star from employees underscore table. Okay, get rid of first name and get rid of star and type in first name comma last name. Get rid of star and type in first name comma last name. Okay, execute this. Okay, now after the last name, type in comma, type in first name pipe last name. So pipe is used to concatenate two columns. Okay, pipe is used to concatenate two columns or to concatenate a string with a column. Okay, and now execute this. So this is how the data looks like. Is that clear? So a pipe is used to concatenate two columns, or if you have a string and you want to concatenate it with a column. Krishna, is that clear with the pipe concept?
Yeah, Ka. Thank you. Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So once again, pipe is used to so I'm concatenating two columns. I'm concatenating two columns, meaning I'm joining two columns. So you can use pipe. Or if you want to see a first name followed by a, so at the end put a comma and say first underscore name. At the end put comma and type in first underscore name, pipe, and then a in single quotes. So either you can concatenate two columns or you can concatenate a string with a column. Put a in single quotes
okay.
and execute this. See how the output looks like. So all the names are concatenated with an a. So you can either concatenate one column with another column, or you can concatenate a column with a string. How to include? Okay. So good question. So right now there is no space between first and last name, right? So yeah, after that pipe, put single quote, space, single quote, and pipe again. Pipe again. Execute this. So you can see a space. Get rid of space and put a hyphen. Now execute this, you will see a hyphen. Clear to everyone? Okay, so let's go back to the previous question. So now that question will be easy. So execute that query. Okay, so my question is, so get rid of that comma and put in pipe, and execute this. Okay, Steven's phone number is, and put a space after is. Yeah, now execute it. Looks better. Okay, Steven's phone number is this, and email is, so type in pipe, single quotes, and email is, and a single quote, and execute this. You have to keep, you cannot write everything in one shot. You have to
Build your query
put,
basically.
and there is, put a space before and, because you see the phone number and is, yeah. Now execute this. You have to slowly build your query. Okay. Okay. And what do I want to see? Email is, and then whatever email you have in the database, and it should be followed by @gmail.com. So put in pipe, email, and execute this. Okay. So everybody has an email in the database, right? So, and I want this email to be followed by @gmail.com. So concatenate a column with a string. @gmail.com, and execute this. Okay, is that clear? Okay, let's move on to the 7th question.
Abdul, the apostrophe.
Okay, so for apostrophe, you can, before the you have the single quote S, right?
Yeah.
Go to your single quote S, put 2 single quotes there. 2 single quotes. No. You're one more. I didn't ask you to, yeah. And after, put 2 more. After that S, put 2 more. And execute this. It has to be something like this. I don't remember exactly. Get rid of one before and one after. Get rid of it. Yeah, now execute this. No, wait.
I use something, if it makes sense to you.
What did you use?
I use the queue operator.
Which one?
The queue operator. It's like not there. It's something like
Okay, I've never used this, but show me.
wait.
Yeah, this works too. So I have never used this,
I mean,
but
I Googled it basically.
yeah, there are other ways to do it, because when you put single quote, it will try to read that as a literal string, right? But no, you want it in the actual. There are two users for single quotes here, right? Do you see? And email is in single quotes, but I want to see a single quote as a value, not as a string. Okay, let's move. Is this clear to everyone? Can we move on?
Okay.
So what is the difference between code, case and decode? Okay, so this is nothing but if then else. Okay, every programming language in the world, whether it's Java, whether it's Unix, whether it's SQL, whether it's Power Center, whether it's Python, whether it's any programming language in the world will have if then else. Okay, if it is this, then display this, otherwise display this. Okay, so now they are both the same. I prefer case because it is more flexible. I'll show you in a moment why. Okay, yeah, this is an interview question. This is a short interview question. Which one is better? What's the difference between code and case and decode, and which one is better? Okay, this is a short interview question. Okay, so what is
Yeah.
let's look at the question before the below that. Okay, so my question is, use and return employee ID. Can you at least do that? Can you return employee ID, first name, salary? Then I'll tell you what I need from
Okay.
HR.employees.
When you say first name, so I just wrote it.
It's there in the question. Employee ID, first name, and employee ID, first name, and salary. Krishna, 714, is that you? 714? Is Irfan there on the call?
Yeah, it's me, Kala.
Okay. Is Irfan, are you there on the call? Okay. Yeah, the question was the column name was slightly incorrect.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Now my requirement here is, what's the requirement? If salary is less than 5,000, I want to display poor. If salary is between, so this is my condition. If this is the condition, then display this. If this is the condition, then display this. If this is the condition, then display this. So what are the three conditions I'm giving here? If salary is less than 5,000, then display poor. If salary is between 5,000 and 10,000, then display middle class. If salary is greater than 10,000, display rich. Right?
Yeah.
Is that clear? So how will you do it? Hold on 1 second, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, very good. Go to the second line. Don't type case in the same line. Okay. Go to the start and type in case. Okay, and hit enter. No, put case to the extreme left. This is how I prefer. You guys can write it in one line or okay. Now hit enter. Yeah, go to the extreme end and type in when. Okay, and says salary less than 5,000.
You want, okay.
5,000. Then type in then. And then in single, guys, this is a syntax for case. Okay. Then type in single quotes. Very good. Type in poor. Okay. And then type in when salary between 5,000 and 10,000. Then middle class. Go to the last line, type in when salary. Okay, there is no need to write the third line because we are already saying if salary is less than 5,000, then poor. If salary is between 5. So what is left? Everybody greater than 10,000, right? So then you can either write the third condition, which is unnecessary. You can type in when salary, you can type it when salary greater than 10,000. Then rich. Okay. And then go to the next line and type in end. Okay. So whenever you type a case, you have to end it with an end. And then give it an alias as financial status, as financial status. Financial, yeah. Okay. Now execute this. Is that clear to everyone? Test your data. If salary is less than, pick up one test case for less than 5,000, pick up one test case for between 5,000 and 10,000, pick up one test case for greater than 10,000. Clear? So now I don't need to write the third line, right? I don't need to write the third line. You can comment it out. So what does comment it out mean? That will not be executed as part of the code. Okay, and go to the next line and type in else rich, else single quotes rich. So what we did before was if then. Now what we are doing is if then else. Is that clear? The previous example of case what I showed you is if then. Now what I'm showing is if then else. If this is the condition, then display this. If this is the condition, display this. Else, for everybody else, display this. Okay, now execute this. So anything which does not satisfy those two conditions will be rich. Is that clear to everyone? Okay, slightly tricky, very, very, very important. People who are already working, they know how much we use if statement in Power Center, and in Unix, how much we use if statement. In Unix, if you start with an if statement, you end it with fi. In SQL, if you start case statement, you will end it with end. Okay, in Unix, you start with if and end with fi. Okay, so if then else is used in every programming language. This is very, very important. Okay, you'll get this, you'll work on this almost every day. If this is this, do this. If this is this, do this, or else do this. Okay, is that clear? So you can do the same thing with decode. Did you write it? Did you try it, Nazrul?
No, I didn't, but just decode would be.
It would be the same thing. Okay, so just type in select employee underscore ID.
Okay.
Select employee underscore ID. Okay, hold on 1 second. The problem with decode is, the reason I do not prefer decode is,
yeah, because
I
the
cannot use
inequality,
between.
right?
I cannot use between in decode. Okay, I cannot use range. Right now I'm saying salary between 5,000 and 10,000, right? And I also cannot use less than 5,000, greater than 10,000. I cannot use that. Is that clear?
Yeah, I think that's why. Yeah,
Okay,
I couldn't do it
so
because.
I was hoping somebody would do this, but let me share screen for a moment.
Sure.
Okay, using decode to do the same thing is slightly tricky. I was hoping somebody would do this, but let me show you. Sorry. case is straightforward, right? The problem with decode is you cannot use less than symbol or greater than symbol or between. You can only say if salary equals to 10,000, poor. You can only use the equal symbol. Is that clear? You cannot use less than, greater than, between. Okay. So we have to be smart how we use this. Okay. So let me open this. That is the reason I prefer case. Case is more flexible. Okay. But in Power Center, you cannot use case. You have to use decode or if statement. We'll do that later. That's the only reason why I'm showing decode, because it can be used in Power Center. Case cannot be used in Power Center. And Power Center has its own IIF statement. Select employee underscore ID, first underscore name, salary from HR dot employees. Invalid. Okay, employee underscore ID. Okay, I want to use decode. Okay, I want to use decode, but unfortunately I can only say if salary equals to 24,000, then display rich. If salary equals to 17,000, then display rich. I cannot write it for every single scenario here, right? Because I cannot use between or greater than or less than. So there is a workaround for this. Okay. So what is my conditions? What are my conditions? So I'm saying less than 5,000 equals to poor, right? Between 5,000 and 10,000, middle class. Sorry. Okay, and greater than and 10,000 equals rich, right? If you don't understand this, watch this part after class again. So I cannot say less than, we already know that in decode. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to divide salary by 5,000. I'm going to divide salary by 5,000. Why? I'll tell you in a moment. See, what happens if I divide salary by 5,000? So any salary which anybody who is earning less than 5,000, their value will be less than 1. Anybody who is so their value will be 0.96 or something. It will be less, their value will be less than 1, right? Still a problem. I cannot use less than. Anybody who is earning salary will be either between 1 and 2, right? It will be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 up to 1.9, right? Anybody who is earning salary more than, so sorry, it will not be 2. Sorry, it will be 2. And anybody who is earning salary more than 10,000, if I divide it by 5,000, it will be 2.001, something like this, right? Oh, sorry. Are you guys getting it? 0.96 or 0.99. Are you guys getting this? Okay. So anybody who is earning salary between, so when I divide it, so it will be 1.1 or something like, or 2 or something like that, right? Now, what I'm going to do is, after I calculate divided by salary, I'm going to use truncate. I'm going to use this SQL statement. What does trunc do? See, what does trunc do? It removes the decimal value. Okay, it removes the decimal value. Okay, and it will round it. It will remove the decimal value and it will round it to the nearest. It will round it to the nearest digit. Okay, so look at everybody who is earning salary less than 5,000. I'm giving them one single value. Anybody who is earning salary between 5,000 and 10,000, I'm giving them one single value. For example, look at this. Anybody who is earning salary between 5,000 and 10,000, I'm giving them one single value. Now I can use equal symbol.
Right.
Is this clear to everyone? See, anybody who is earning less than 5,000, I'm giving them one single value. Anybody who is earning salary between 5,000 and 10,000, I'm giving them one single value. Anybody who's earning salary greater than 10,000, I'm giving them once. Now I will use this in the decode. So I will say decode. I like to use case and decode in separate lines. Okay. Now I will say decode, and then I will take this. So I will say decode truncate of salary, and this is the syntax you always use. So comma, and then you will say 0. It should be 0 should be poor in single quotes, right? 0 should be poor in single quotes, and if it's 1, then it should be 1 should be
Middle class.
middle class. Sorry, I use a different keyboard at work. Okay, and then
2.
everybody else, I don't have to say 2, so I'm going to say everybody else is going to be rich.
Even
I don't
even
have to use the word. And what was that?
No, because you had 10,000, right? So
yeah,
based on your,
I don't have to say if it's 2. I'm saying if they are not falling in these categories, then they should be rich. Same like last time. Remember, I showed you how to get rid of your when salary greater than 10,000, you got rid of that and just put rich there, right?
yeah.
See, whenever you use case or decode, your salaries will either fall into this or this or this. Also, I forgot to tell you, whenever a salary satisfies this condition, it will no longer check for these values. Okay, if the salary doesn't satisfy this, then it will go here. Okay, if this one gets satisfied, then it exits out, then the next salary will come in. Okay, one record can only satisfy one condition is what I'm trying to say. One record cannot satisfy more than one condition, and the moment it satisfies that condition, it will display something and it will go back and get something else to calculate. As I will say financial status. Okay, I can get rid of this, but I'm going to just leave it for now. So first I took salary divided by 5,000, then I put a truncate, then I use that in the, see, let's pick up the first test case. Person earning salary less than 5,000 is poor. Person earning salary between 5,000 and 10,000 is rich. Middle class. Person earning salary greater than 10,000 is rich. Okay, so I cannot use range. So what I did was I assigned one single value for all of them. Clear? I'm not hearing anything.
Yes. So Abdul, since we had I'm just asking because of the, you had a range of 5,000 and 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wanted to include 10,000, then for middle class, then I would just also go for 2 for middle class as well, right?
If you want to include 10,000 as well, yeah, you will have to say 2 is also middle class. So then you will have to write 2 comma middle class, and then everybody else who is not this, then you will go to rich. No, that would be a problem.
2,
Because see,
yeah, 2 also,
this one
it can
got,
be more than that.
yeah, see,
Yeah.
this one is 2. So in that case, you will have to, you cannot divide it by 5. You will have to work around that. Okay, you will have to work around that.
use a round.
You can use a round, or there are other features, but yeah. So this is the difference between, I will write both case and I'll write both case and decode in one place. Select employee ID, first underscore name, last underscore name from sorry, and then case when salary less than 5,000, or you'll have to remember these, okay? When salary between 5,000 and I would never use decode because decode is not as powerful as case. Okay, when salary between 5,000 and 10,000, then
Need to write then.
here. Oh, I don't need
And
to.
no comma. Yeah.
See, I get confused. So that's why just stick to one. In these ones, you have to put commas. Middle class, else, rich, and as financial underscore status. Where did my from statement go? From HR.employees. Okay. Same thing, I am doing it in two different ways. Is that clear? Also, let me show you this. If you have two queries and you want to display data in one shot, you cannot, if you try to execute two select statements, it will only execute one. Okay, if you want to execute both select statements, you will have to highlight both of them and click on this. So it will execute both of them. Okay, this one is decode and this one is case. Okay, for example, if you want to do select star on two tables, select star from HR.employees and select star from HR.departments. You can just click on this. Okay, so from so it will display employees and department information in, okay, but try to avoid doing that. Okay, it's not helpful. So is that clear how we saw? So I showed you how we can do the same thing using decode and case. Okay, there's slight differences. My advice is stick to case, more powerful. You can use ranges. Decode is used. The only reason I'm showing you decode is because we can use that in Power Center. Case we cannot use in Power Center. And in Power Center, you have IIF. So you can either use decode. So practically decode, I don't use it in SQL, and in Power Center, I use IIF. So decode has no use for me. That's why I don't even remember the syntax for it properly. Is that clear?
So in Power Center, we only use a case, but in a SQL.
No. In Power Center, you do not have case.
Case.
You
So
have
in
something called as IIF.
in the SQL, can you, like, some places, can you mix and match, or?
It doesn't matter. See, end user, business user, or end user doesn't care if you use case or decode. As long as they see this financial status, they don't care. It's up to you which one you're comfortable.
Which one you're comfortable.
The person looking at this data, they will be seeing this in a report, right?
Right.
They don't care. They don't know what is a schema. They don't know what is a table. They don't know what is case. They don't know what is select. They don't know what is less than symbol. Okay. All they care is, I want to see the person's first name, last name, and salary.
As long as it matches with the business logic, basically.
As long as it matches with the business logic, they don't care how it was derived, how you did it. Did you check each person's salary and typed rich next to it? They don't care. As long as you have the actual
result
status there, they're good.
Okay.
that clear? Okay, so what was the next question? How do you find out which version of Oracle database you're working on? So all you have to do is select star from, are you guys doing assignments?
Yeah, that's a V version, right?
Okay,
V
please
dollar.
don't come to class without doing assignments, okay? So it will tell you Oracle database 11G Express Edition. Express Edition means it's the free the free version. There is Enterprise Edition, Enterprise Edition, and various versions. Okay, and this is version 11. Okay, so this is the, what is your Oracle server name? Your Oracle server name is,
ORCL, is it?
no, it is XE.
XE,
Where do
Express
you get
Edition.
that? Just right click on any connection and go to properties. You see that SID. This is your Oracle database server name. Local host means where it is installed. Right now it's installed on your laptop. Okay. Port number. Any application which is trying to connect to Oracle's database server, whether it's Power Center or this Oracle SQL developer, you can only connect to Oracle database server using this port number. This is reserved worldwide. No other application in the world can use 1521. It is reserved for Oracle. Any application wants to try to talk to Oracle database, they have to use this port number to communicate. Okay. So username, connection name, schema name, or 4 words. There is user, schema, connection, and database. These are all the same concepts. Okay. And at work, you will never be allowed to log into sys or system. Okay, because the privileges you use is sysdba. With this, you can bring down the server in a second. So you will never be allowed to log in at work using sys or system. Okay. Also at work, you will not have database. So if there are 100 database developers at work, none of them will have database installed on your laptop, right? Database will be installed on the server, and you will be given access to SQL developer. You will be given access to this one. This will
Just
be
the
installed.
client tool, right?
This is just the client to access the server. Okay. So Oracle database server will be installed in one central location. It could be in Florida, India, somewhere. Okay. You will be just given access to this tool to connect to the database. Are these concepts all clear to you guys?
Yes.
Okay. People who are already working, they are already aware of this, but people who are attending the class, they need to know all of this. Done with the assignment? This was the last question, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me paste this in the chat. Guys, please do assignments, okay? Okay, I'm going to clear out this. Okay. Now, Krishna, on the last class, he wanted me to explain a little bit about grant and revoke. Grant and revoke. Okay. You will, if you do not know this, it's okay. Okay. If you do not know this, it's okay. Because this is mostly done by the DBA. Okay. What does grant and revoke means? If you created a table, okay, suppose you created a table and so I created a table. I want Krishna to see this table, and I don't want for him to not see this table. Okay. So I can give permission who can see and who cannot see. Okay. After a couple of weeks, if I had a fight with Krishna and I don't like him anymore, I can remove the access. So usually you don't have to worry about this. Okay. Usually you don't have to worry about this. The DBA can do it. But suppose you are creating a table, you can give access to people if they need access. Okay. So let me show you an example. Okay, let me show you an example. Let me.
Just a permission, right?
It's just a permission, but let me quickly show you a real-time example because I never showed this in any of the previous 8 batches, but I'll quickly show because you guys asked for it. And good, it's good to know. There is no, I'm sorry. It's good to know you. So let me log into sys schema. Okay, guys, at work, once again, I know it might sound stupid. I keep saying this. You will never, ever, ever log into sys schema. You can create new users here. You can remove access. You can give access. You can bring down the server. Okay. So at work, do not expect to log into sys and system. Don't even expect, I mean, you will never log in. Okay, for sure. The DBA will log in. The database admin will log in, administrator. You are database developer. Okay, you will be creating tables. You will not have to. What does a DBA do versus database developer? DBA will make sure that server is up and running. Sorry. What are the responsibilities of DBA? Server is up and running 24/7. Okay.
Give
The
access.
weekly, monthly patching is applied. Weekly or monthly security patching is applied. Patching is applied. They will make sure they can upgrade. If a new version comes out, they will be responsible for upgrading. Okay, they'll make sure they'll do regular checks like is there enough space or too many tables are created, and if people are just creating tables and not using them in like a year or 2 years, they will send you an email saying you haven't used this table in 2 years, can you please drop it because it's taking up too much space. They will perform some basic checks. Okay, they will perform. If database server goes down, they will work with the networking team, or they will make sure that the server is always up and running. Okay, they will create new users. They will remove access for users. If the person leaves the company, they will remove access. They'll do all of this stuff, maintenance kind of stuff, and they'll make sure the operational stuff. Okay, database developer, they will create new tables. Okay, load data in tables, load data in tables, update data in tables, update data in tables. Okay, so you guys see, right? When you go to work, database will already be installed. This SQL developer will already be installed. All you have to do is create tables and load data in it. Okay, you don't have to worry about the passwords or anything. Okay, they can reset passwords also. So is that clear? The concepts between DB and database developer and database admin and database developer. Okay, anybody has any questions? Yeah, create and manage users, permissions, backups, performance tuning. Performance tuning, I would say this is a mixed. This is like a shared responsibility. Database developer will also be responsible for performance tuning, like indexes, right? If you tell a DBA, okay, I have a table which is not running, in which a select statement is running really fast, he or she will help you. Like Krishna said, he or she will help you, but they will look at you weird, like, okay, you don't know how to create basic indexes. Okay, they won't tell you anything, but it will give a bad impression. So you should know some at least basic performance tuning, like creating indexes, what kind of indexes to create. Okay, all of that you should know. But if you have, and if you know explain plan, create indexes, that should be enough. Okay, the DBA will do the same thing. Also remember, the DBA doesn't log into this tool. Okay, I don't need to tell you all of this extra information, but the DBA will never work from this tool. DBAs will always work from this tool. Okay, DBAs will always work from the backend. Okay, they will never work from this front end. Okay, they will. I don't remember. I don't know if I remember. Okay, yeah. So they always work from here. They all DBAs work from this tool. Okay. Okay, they'll work from this tool. They're more comfortable. They will never use these kind of tools. Okay, anyways, coming back to topic. Okay, uh, so coming back to topic, what was I going to say?
Grant and revoke.
Yeah, grant and revoke. Okay, so grant and revoke. Okay, so let me create two brand new users, or let me create two brand new users. I will create a table in one of the users and I will try to access. Okay, for example, right now I am in sys schema, right? I am in sys schema. I can read tables from, if I do select star from employees here, what will happen? Will this work? I'm currently in sys schema. If I execute this, will this work? It will say table or view does not exist, right? If I am in sys schema, I will have to type in HR here. Only then I can read the table, right? If you're in sys schema, you're trying to read data from this table, you have to put the schema name. So employees table can be present in this schema and this schema. Okay, is that clear to everyone? I hope I'm not confusing you. Is this clear? Table employees can be here as well as here. If I want to read data from, if I'm connected to this schema and I want to read data from this schema, I have to type in. So simple. Remember that you have to type in the schema name before every table name. That's it. Okay, don't worry about which schema I am in, which schema. Even if you're in HR schema and if you're reading data from the same schema, you don't have to type in HR.employees, but make it a habit. Make it a habit. That's a good practice. Anytime you see a table, make sure that you're putting the schema name. Okay, let me go back to grant and revoke. Okay. Okay, now let me create two users here. Okay. So let me say create user. Let me call this as I have HR. Let me create a user called, let me create a schema or user called refund. Okay. All the refund tables will be in this one. I identified by refund. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I executed this. Okay, user refund created. Let me now try to create a connection. It will not let me create a connection. Okay, it will give me an error message because I did not assign any roles to it. Okay, see, no roles assigned, lacks create session privilege. So I will have to, okay, once again, guys, if you don't know this, it's okay. This is mostly done by the DBA, but okay. So I'll come back to that. Don't worry about it. So for me, I need to create this one also. I need to give access to be able to create a session, because right now when I was able to create a session, it was not letting me. Okay. Now let me go and try to. So let me type in refund. Now it will let me create a session. Okay. Now it says success. I will connect here. I'll try to create a table. It will not let me create a table because it is saying you do not have the permission to create table. So create table refund. And in this one, I'll just say refund ID and number. It'll give me an error message. Okay. See, insufficient privileges. So I have to go back in there and say, now, see, from system, you can control what people can do. Okay. So now I will give them from sys, I'm giving privilege to create a table. Okay. Now I will create this table, and this table is create table refund ID. Let me clear this out. Oh, okay. I will have to give table space as well. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to run this query. So DBA will be doing all of this for you. Okay, then the next thing you need to do is you have to give the table space also. Okay. Okay, now only now it will let me create a table. It will say table got created, table refund got created. Every time you run any statements, clear out the error message. Let me insert a value into this. Insert into refund values 1. Okay, let me do select star from refunds. No, refund. Try to do select star from refund. So there is data in this table, right? So the table, the schema name and table name is the same. So always put in the schema name before the table name. Okay, so I have data in this table. Is that clear? Now I have data in this table. Let me try to connect from Rahman. No, not Rahman. Let me try to connect from orders. Okay, so let me say select star from refund. Okay, so in order schema, if I go down and click on other users, I will see refund, and in refund I will see that table, right? I do not see that table. See, but in refunds I have a table, right? I created a table, inserted data, but when I go to the other schema, it does not have, I do not even see the table. See what happens when I execute this. It will say table or view does not exist. It says table or view does not exist. So this person will reach out to this person and say, hey, you created a table, can you give me access? Then you will have to take a decision. Does this person really need or no? Okay, then you decided, okay, this person needs access to my oh, okay, I should have just created Krishna, Abdul, whatever. Okay, so you don't have to create refund and order, you can create Krishna, Atik. Okay, so now I'll say, okay, I created this table refund. Let me give access to this order schema. So what I can type in, grant select on refunds to orders. Okay, since this is my table, I created it, I'm letting this person. So right now when I execute, I get this error message, table or view does not exist. So I will say, okay, I'll give you access. Oh, not S, refunds, refund. Okay, now it says grant succeeded, right? Now, previously I was getting this error message. Now I will try to execute, I will be able to read the data because I gave permission. Now, also if I see, I'm not able to see the data here, right? The table here because I'm in orders. So all I can do is just right click and refresh. Now I will see the table because I gave full permission. Okay, sorry, I did not give full permission. This person can only do select star. They cannot, he or she cannot write an update or delete. See what happens when I try to do an update. Update refund set refund underscore ID equals 2. See what happens. It will say you do not have required privileges. See, insufficient privileges. So you will have to go back to the owner of the table, say, okay, you gave me select access. Can you give me update access also? Okay, then you can give update access also. Okay. Grant succeeded. Okay. Now if I try to run an update statement, see, one row got updated. Is that clear to everyone? So go to refund, go to tables, double click on refund and go to grants here. It'll take some time because I'm open. See, it will show you what kind of privileges I granted to whom. I granted select and update privileges to orders. And who was the grantor? Grantor was refund, right? Refund was the one who created the table. So the refund person, whoever created, I should have used names here, but this schema now gave access to this schema. Grantee means who you're giving access to. Grantor means the owner. Okay, I still cannot do delete now. Even if I try to do delete, it will not let me. Okay, you guys getting the idea, right? Delete from. So if I type in delete, I did not cover this for any of the previous batches. Delete star from. Oh, do you say delete star from? Oh, delete. Okay, just say delete. Okay, once again, it says insufficient privileges. So you will have to go and ask, okay, you gave me select and update. Can you give me delete permissions? So like there are many privileges. So you don't have to give one at a time. So, okay, you get tired and say, okay, I'll give you full permission. So grant DBA to orders. You can just type in like this. So grant DBA means you're giving full access. Sorry, you'll have to execute it from here. Over here, you can just say give full access. So when you say give full access, now orders has full access. Order has become like sys. Okay. Now if you, so now if you go here and if you execute, oh wait, what did I execute? Did I say, yeah. Now if I go and say delete, why is it saying? Okay, I think the owner still has to give access. Grant delete on refund dot refund to orders. So now you're giving delete access also. Okay, now if you go here and refresh, you will see delete access also. See, you see delete, select and update. Now this person can delete records. Okay, let me do a rollback. So you guys understood all these. Now this person says, okay, I don't need access to this table again. Can you remove my access? So all you can do is revoke. Grant opposite is revoke. Revoke select on. So you can just copy these. Okay, and you can just execute here. Instead of grant, you will say revoke. And instead of to, you will say remove this access from, give access to, remove access from. Clear? See, everything got removed. Now if this person tries to do select star also, they will not have access. It will say table or view does not exist. So you'll have to again give select privilege. Now this person can execute this. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. So if you go here and refresh, all of these will be gone, only select will be here. So this is what we do in views. Okay. Suppose you have an employees table. Okay, you have an employees table. And person says, I need access to employee ID, first name, last name, and department ID. But this person's hire date is there, phone number is there, salary is there. So you will tell the person, okay, why I can, so you cannot tell this person, go query this employees table, right? Because it has sensitive information. So what you will do is you will remove the select privilege. You will remove select privilege for that person from this table, and instead create a view which will have this one, this one, this one, and this column, and say, okay, here's your data. Is that clear? So if that person tries to query employees table, it will say you do not have access, or table or view does not exist. Okay. And but that person only needs these 4 columns. So you will create a view on top of the table and say, okay, here, take this data. You're giving the data as well as protecting the data, right? So views are used for security reason. The other use for a view is, the other reason for a view is, if you have a big query, you're joining multiple tables and using wait statement, you don't have to ask the user to save this, execute this every day. You can just save it on the database. The other thing is, if you give update or delete access, automatically the user will get select access also. But if you give select access, that doesn't mean, because select is lower hierarchy than update or delete. Is that clear? If you're giving delete access to a person or update access, automatically they'll get, you don't have to give first select access, then delete access or update. Okay, you can directly give update or delete, they'll automatically get select privilege. Clear? Can we move on? Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to close all of this. I want to cover group by. Very important topic, slightly complicated. Used a lot. I think I used it today also. You use it every time, every day. Do I have a table called students? Student. Okay, if I don't know, if I have a table, so I can just say select star from all underscore tables, where table underscore name like stud and then percentile. So student underscore marks. Okay, so I can, this is very useful. When you go to work on day one, if somebody says, can you give me data from this table? You don't have to ask which schema it is, what's the table name. They'll say, I have a table which starts with STU something. Can you give me data from that? Instead of asking 10 questions and make yourself look dumb, you can use this query and say, okay, here's your data. They will be surprised. Oh, okay, you joined like 10 minutes ago. How did you even know which table? You say, yeah, I know all these system tables, so I got it from there. Okay, anyways. Okay, now my question here is, I want to find out the highest marks. Okay, not like this. Let me show it to you here. Okay, it's not case person. I'll just say group by. Suppose I have data like this. Okay, student ID, name, subject, and marks. I want to so okay, my question here is, I want to find out the highest marks for each student. You cannot type in select max of marks from the table. What happens when you do select max of marks from table? It will give you 99, right? So what am I looking for? I want the highest marks for each person. Okay. So what the output I want is 1, Abdul 99, 2, Mubin, and then 93, and then 3, Irfan, and then 92. This is the data I want, right? This is my output, right? Can someone tell me what's happening from left to right? What's happening here? From here to here, what's happening?
You are grouping the IDs
So,
and the name.
right, so I have 3 IDs here. I have only 1 here. I have 3 2s here. I have only 1 2 here. I have 3 3s here. I have only 1 3 here. I have 3 Abduls. So what am I doing? I'm grouping similar values into one. I'm grouping similar names into one. And then I'm getting the highest marks. Okay. I'm doing a group on, I'm grouping this together, and doing max of this. Is
Right.
that clear to everyone? Is that clear to everyone? So I'm doing a group on this. I'm doing a group on this. And over here, I'm calculating the aggregate. I'm calculating the maximum, minimum, whatever. So how do I write this query? Okay, so you will type in select student underscore ID, comma name, comma max of marks from. So what happens if you do this? It will fail. It will say not a, it will give you an error message. So it will give you an error message. It says not a single group function. Then you have to type in group by student ID, comma name, and execute this. Now you will get your data. Okay, so remember this. The columns which have multiple values in it, you will have to group them, because that's what you're doing, right? This is your input, and you want to, in your output, what do you want? I only want 1 row per employee, right? I have 3 rows. I want to calculate the maximum row. I want to calculate the maximum. I have 3 lines, 3 subjects for Abdul. I want to calculate the maximum marks for Abdul. So I don't need 3 in my output. I only want to 1. I'm going to compress this into 1. I'm going to compress this into 1. I'm going to calculate the maximum from here. Is that clear to everyone? Is that clear? This is important. I want a confirmation.
Yes.
Okay. So if you want to find out the maximum marks in the table, you can just type in select max of marks from this, but you cannot find it for each student. Okay, you cannot find it for each student. This will give you 99. Okay, but if you want it for each student, you will have to write group by. Okay, and you cannot execute this without the group by, because this one has multiple, okay, so you have to write a group by. Okay, the thumb rule here is whatever you have in the select statement, just put it in the group by. Okay, blindly put it in group by. So right now I have 2 columns in my select. I just put 1, it will still give me an error message. Okay, so whatever you have in the select statement, just put it in the group by, except the column on which you're doing some aggregation. So these are student ID and name are non-aggregate columns. This is an aggregate. Marks is an aggregate column, because on marks you can do min, max, average, sum, total. Student ID and these are non-aggregate columns, because you cannot do any aggregate functions. You cannot do any mathematical operations on student ID. You cannot say min or max of student ID, right? Then name, you cannot say min or max, right? So you'll just do group by. And then on the, so these are non-aggregate columns, and this is marks is an aggregate column. Okay, non-aggregate column should be in the group by. An aggregate column should have min, max, or something. Is that clear? So this will fail because you're using group by, but you're not using min or max or something. Is this clear to everyone? If you're using group by, you have to use min and max. Okay, for people who know Power Center, if you do the same thing in Power Center, what will happen? Will it fail? Let's see who's there here. Wasim, Fahad, Fareen. What will happen if I do this in Power Center? Will it fail? In SQL, it will fail, right? It's failing. What will happen in Power Center? I would be disappointed if you guys don't answer. What will happen if I do this in Power Center? Guys, come on. No idea? You'll get the last value, right? Yes. Yeah, I don't have to prompt you so much. You have to tell me immediately. So if you don't do a group by min, for other people, I will cover this, but for people who know Power Center, so one of them answered. So if you're not doing min, max or something in SQL, it will fail, but in Power Center, you will get last value, right? There is so in Power Center, you will return this, you will return this, and then you will return this. So guys, whatever we do in SQL, we have to do it in Power Center. So in SQL, you have to be 100% good. You cannot compromise in SQL. You have to be 9.9 out of 10. In Power Center, you can be like 7 or 8 or 8.5. In SQL, you cannot compromise. Okay. So anyways, so if you do not use a min, max, or any aggregate function, it will fail. So you can type in max of marks. You can also calculate min of marks. Then you can also calculate sum of marks. You can also calculate average of marks, and then you can also calculate average of marks, and then you can also calculate count. Okay. So in one shot, I'm displaying. So this is what companies are paying for. In one simple select statement, I can tell what is the person's highest marks, lowest marks, total, average, and how many subjects, right? Try to do this in Excel or text notepad. It will take you like hours, but in databases, this is with a simple select statement, you can do all of this. Is that clear? Is this clear?
Yes.
So now, so you guys didn't notice anything? Data from the left to the data from the right? Nobody noticed anything? Max, min, sum, average, count. Tell me what's happening from left to right. No, what's happening from left to right? So in interview, they will ask you, how do you convert rows to column? You have to say, you have to use group by in SQL. On the left side, how many rows do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 rows, and I converted this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. You can convert rows to column using aggregate function. Okay. You can convert rows to column using aggregate function. Oh, sorry, using group by. Is that clear to everyone? Is this clear what I just explained? Group by and this and that. Okay. Now, let me get rid of all of this. Okay, let me not confuse you. Now, I'm displaying maximum marks 92, 99, and 93. I only want to display maximum marks 99. How can I do it? So people who are already done with classes, no, not you guys. Zia or Nazrul or people who Krishna can answer. So I have 3 records. I want to filter out data. I only want to see this. How will I do it? Okay, in employees, so in the same table. Okay, now answer this. In this table, I only want to see marks 99. So what will you do? Where marks equals 99, right? So you will display this. But if you try to do the same thing here, it will fail. No, you cannot use where statement here. So if you say where max of marks equals 99,
Oh, it will fail.
it will fail. So you have to use where here. Oh, sorry. You have to
Having, right?
you have
Having
to
clause.
use having here. Okay. Now, when do you use where and when do you use having? See, this one worked. If I just comment this out and execute this, I will return 3 records. But I want to filter out on this one. So I can just say like this, right? Now, when do you use having and when do you use where? When do you use having and when do you use where? You use having when you want to filter out on a column on which you're doing min or max. Okay, is that clear? Where is used to filter out data. If you want to filter out data when you're using min or max, you have to use having. Whenever you're using group by and you want to filter out on a column on an aggregate, yes. So you have to use having. Is that clear to everyone?
Yeah.
You can only use having when you're doing max and max or min or average or something, and only then you want to filter out on this column. Okay, if you just want to filter out data, you use where. If you want to filter out data on a column on which you're doing aggregate functions like min or max, you have to use having. Okay, is that clear? This is an important interview question, difference between where and having. I can assure you they'll ask you this question. No compromise on this. You have to know this. Okay, you have to know this. So let me execute this something. Let me ask you another question here. We're having, so I have 3 records. So I will say we're having max of marks greater than 92. So I will say, I will display 2 records, right? I will display this and this, right? Okay. Now tell me, I want to display only student ID 1. How will I do it? I want to display only student ID 1. I want to display only student ID 1. So I will just simply say where here. When you're filtering data on a non-aggregate column, when you're filtering data on non-aggregate column, when you're filtering data on non-aggregate column, you will use where. If you're filtering data on an aggregate column, you have to use having. Is that clear? Is this clear to everyone?
Yes. So
When you're filtering data on a non-aggregate column, you use where. If you're filtering data on a column on which you're doing max or min, you will use having.
Having class. Okay.
Okay, clear? Is this clear to you?
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing. So let me create a table. I don't want to create a table. I don't know if I have that table or not. Let me check. Select star from all underscore tables where table underscore name like. So I'm trying to find out a table which has the word dupes in it. Instead of opening each schema and going through all the tables and finding out, I can simply execute this query. I think I have a table named, yeah, this is the one, emp underscore dupes. So you see how powerful this is? This is going to search for entire database, all schemas for that table, and it will display. You go to work, and somebody says, can you give me data from a table which I don't know, I forgot the table name. It has the word dupes in it. That person is not giving you table name. That person is not giving you schema name. And there's like hundreds of schemas and thousands of tables. In 1 second, you can query, right? In 1 second, you can query. So a lot of people are not aware of how powerful all tables, all tab columns is. Okay, perfect. Let me insert one more record into this. Insert into. Okay, this is a very important interview question. 2 comma Ati comma 20. Let me. Okay, and we also say 3 comma Wasim. So I added Wasim bhai to the group. He's been working since February 26. Actually, he completed 1 year today. So tomorrow, Wasim bhai, you completed 1 year today. I don't know if you realized you completed 1 year today. You joined February 26, 2019. So he's been working with us. He just joined and he wants to do a refresher. Yeah, he actually completed. I just realized he completed 1 year today only. Okay, so coming back, I have like 5 minutes left. Very, very, very important question. And this is interview. Okay, see, guys, questions can be divided into 2 types: interview questions and what we use at work. Sometimes most of the interview questions you will not use at work, and a lot of things which you use at work, they will not ask you in interview. This is one of the questions which they will ask in interview and you will use it at work. Okay. You can ask Wasim, you can ask Fahad, people who have been working. They will ask you complicated stuff in interview. But when you go there, they'll be doing some basic stuff. Okay. So this one they will ask you in interview as well as you will use it at work. Okay. Now the question here is, my question here is find out all the duplicate records in this table. So what are the duplicate records? Abdul and Atik are the duplicate records, right? Wasim is not a duplicate record, right? So how would I do it? Can somebody give me an idea? People who have already completed training, not you guys. Okay, people who are new to the batch. Zia, I need you to speak up. I need you to ask questions. I need you to participate. I see only Nazrul doing that and Sohail also doing it. Okay. My question here is find out all the duplicates. Find all duplicates. Krishna, you might have encountered this at work. In our previous work. I used to work with Krishna. I know Krishna from a long time, from 5 years. I used to work with him previously. So we used to get this a lot, right, Krishna? Our job failed because there are duplicate records in the source or duplicate records in the file. Okay. This used to be a very common failure for us. So how do you find out? So, okay. So this is what you do. Select emp id comma name comma count star, and put department id also if you want, and then you can say count star. This will fail, so you have to say whatever you have in the select statement, just copy that blindly and paste it. So it will say 1 Abdul 10 is present 4 times, and then 2 Atik 20 is, oh sorry, group by. So it will say 1 Abdul 10 is present 4 times, Atik is present 2 times, and Wasim is present 1 time. Then you will have to say having count star greater than 1. So this will give you all the duplicate records in the table. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is this clear to everyone? Farin, that's the second part of the question. I didn't ask how to remove duplicates. I only said, how do you find out the duplicates? Okay. Is that clear? So 1 Abdul 10 is present 4 times, 2 Atik 20 is present 2 times, and 3 Wasim 30 is present just 1 time. So having count star greater than 1. This is short interview question. I can write it down and tell you when your interview will happen, they'll ask you this question. Difference between group by and where, difference between having and where, how to find out duplicates in the table. Follow-up question will be, how do you delete duplicates from a table? I don't have time to show how to delete duplicates. I'll cover that later. So you have to type in select emp id name department id count star from this table, group by having count star greater than 1. Okay, this is how you will save duplicates, and this will not delete duplicates from a table. This will only display unique values. Okay, so if you say select star from, if you do select star from this, you will get these records. Before star, if you just type in distinct, if you just type in distinct, see, it will not, it is not deleting, but it is not displaying duplicate records. It's only displaying unique values. Is that clear? I will show you tomorrow how to delete duplicate records, but for now, this is how you display unique values. Is that clear to everyone? And what are the different joins in SQL? You guys know. What is the difference between where and having? You guys know. How do you find duplicates in a table? You know. How do you delete duplicates in a table? I will show you tomorrow. Different constraints, performance tuning, I will show you. Trigger, I will show you. Row num and row ID, I will show you tomorrow. This is how you delete duplicates from a table using row num and row ID. Rank and dense rank, no, there's no. Indexes I have already showed you. DDL and DML I showed you. View I showed you. View and materialized view I showed you. Delete and truncate I showed you. This one I showed you. Can a column with unique constraints have nulls? Yes. Different union and union, no. NVL I haven't showed you. Decode and case I've showed you. Sequence generator I haven't. Alter table name. Ltrim, lpad, dual I showed you. SQL loader I will show you. So looks like we covered more than around 60% of the interview questions. Okay. So I will email the SQL interview questions, and I will email the assignment question. No, not this. This is already done. Okay. So Let me waste. They don't join. Guys, please work on assignments. Atik, Sohail, Islam, Khaja, Ziauddin, Krishna, Irfan. I don't know. He's supposed to join Fareen. Okay. I don't care if Fareen and Wasim don't do, but others need to do. Assignment. This is what? Assignment what? 6. And interview questions. Am I missing anyone here? Fahad, okay. Fahad, he already has, I'm sure he has. Okay, so let me please work on this and we will have a class tomorrow. Anybody has any questions? Anybody has any questions? Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow at same time, okay? 6 to 8 p.m. PST. Sunday, I want it to be the last class for SQL, okay? 29 should be the last class for SQL. I want to start Power Center after that. Okay, so one class tomorrow, one class on Thursday, and then 29 and 1st. Okay, March 1st should be the last class. So only class tomorrow and day after tomorrow, and then 29th and 1st, and we will end SQL. Okay.
Abdul Bhai, on the first, are you gonna take it your 10 to 1 or?
I will let you know the timings. Okay. I will let you know probably
Okay.
tomorrow or Thursday. I will let you know. But hold on, give me 1 second. This is going to be the schedule. 1 second. So Saturday I will have a class from 12 to 3, and Sunday I will have a class from 10 to 1.
Okay, yeah, that will work. Later, maybe for me, I can always watch recording.
Yeah. No, don't watch recordings. Don't make a habit of watching recordings because there's so
because I have to
many
go to
YouTube
airport.
videos. There's so many YouTube videos who are teaching better than I am, but there is nothing like attending a live class where you can stop and ask, right? And then when you're following somebody's schedule, they will teach you, right? But if you watch a video online or just watch YouTube tutorial, you will.
It doesn't work much.
Yeah, if that's the case, people would have watched so many YouTube videos on YouTube and become developers, right? No, it doesn't work like that. So try to 1 or 2 classes here and there you can skip. You can watch recordings, but try to attend.
Yeah. I mean, if you do it from 10 o'clock, yeah, I should be okay.
Okay.
Just later on, yeah.
Yeah. So
I was just asking.
Okay. So on Monday we will be on the Saturday we'll be doing 12 to 3. On Sunday we will be doing 10 to 1. I'll send you something official on WhatsApp. Okay.
Okay, great.
Please work on the assignments.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay. See you guys.